Hey, what's up? It's Peter Voog. Welcome. And I'm excited to talk about one of my favorite topics, networking. Before we get started, I want to know who's watching. Go ahead and comment where you're watching from. And also, like I always do, I like to give away some books. I'm going to give away a copy of my book, as well as a copy of Ryan Serhant's book signed and Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets. So all you got to do is comment below where you're watching from and share this, and you'll be able to get entered in to win a book. I've given away a lot of books. I know the more you learn, the more you earn. So I'm always trying to spread the knowledge. Today, I'm going to talk about a topic that is not talked about enough, and I don't think people understand the importance of it and really how game-changing it can be for your results and how detrimental it can be if you don't understand this. So much respect to you for watching, for educating yourself. I read an article in Forbes about less than 10% of people invest in themselves, like sharpen their mindset. Like after high school or college, most people never get any sharper. They just kind of let life take them versus taking it by the reins and creating and designing the life they want. So much respect to you for actually investing in yourself, educating yourself. I know time is super valuable, so I'll make sure that that you get massive value. It says something about the volume blinking. Is the mic working? Let me make sure. Is the mic working? Check, check, check. Can you just comment below and let me know if the mic's working? Australia in the house. What up, Tyson? Phoenix, Memphis. Cool. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, you could. Awesome. So networking. So here's how this came about. I'm always thinking about ways, especially in this crazy time, especially in this economy, especially in the pandemic and the recession, how to give back, how to help, how to figure out how we had such a great year last year, and we're going to have a record-breaking year this year, and what I can do to share anything I've learned. And I'm always thinking back to my biggest breakthroughs, things that have shifted my perspective along the way, things that have kind of shifted the direction I go that's made me be more successful. Because I want you guys to know before I dive in, I was stressed, I was broke, I was discouraged, I didn't have clarity, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I've been there where I have no clarity, and it's hard to stay motivated and consistent when you have no like idea where you're going. So I want you to know that I've been there, but here's the deal. I am getting into sales, and I want to start my own business up in Seattle, Washington. Just dropped out of business school. I wasn't learning what I needed to learn. And I'm working 60, 70, 80 hours trying to make this business work. I'm not getting results. I'm frustrated. I'm pissed off. All my family, all my friends told me I shouldn't drop out. All my friends, all my family said I should get a normal job. So I feel like I'm already against the wall. My back's against the wall. I'm frustrated. I'm trying to prove people wrong. And this was my first taste of networking. So that's why I share this. So one of my coworkers and friends sees me stressed out working so hard, and they said, you should come to this meeting. There's some successful people I want you to meet. I'm like, no. And this is a big mistake at first. I said, no, I'm too busy. And in my head, I'm thinking like, I was too busy, but I wasn't getting results. So a lot of people think they're too busy, but they're like a hamster in a wheel, and they're not actually thinking about and looking at their business from an objective point of view, that they need to actually improve their business, improve the hours they work and what they put in those hours. So finally, I'm like, I'm desperate. I have no other option. I'm like, okay, I'll go to this meeting. This was 2008. The recession hits. So I'm even more stressed because my small town mindset, I was from a super small town, told me that when there's a recession, there's no money. So you need to kind of hold all your money and have a scarcity mindset and kind of save for the tough times. So I go to this meeting. Little did I know it was called a mastermind. It was a small group, and there was a successful guy speaking. And I had really never been a part of a mastermind or never been a part of anything like this. So I'm listening to him speak, and he said something. I don't remember at all any of the meeting except this one statement. He says, I know you guys realize that there's a recession and some businesses are struggling. I want you to know that I've made most of my money in recessions, and almost everyone I know and a lot of the top businesses I study crush it in recessions. And then he brought up a stat that almost 70% of the top Fortune 500 companies were started in recessions or depressions. So I started to pay attention, like, what's he getting at? Then he said, here's what you have to realize. When the economy is down, the money doesn't disappear. It just transfers hands to the successful people who understand supply and demand, who understand how to adapt and pivot, and who understand how to become more valuable to the marketplace. And I remember thinking, wow, it's not the hours that I'm working, it's the work I put in the hours. So that mentality totally shifted my perspective from scarcity to abundance. There's more money to be made than ever. Not that it's about money, but I wanted freedom. That was my first taste of realizing when I meet somebody else, the only thing that's going to change your life is the people you meet and the connections you develop along the way. If I didn't go to that meeting, I don't know if I would still be in business. So that's the importance of networking. I'm going to give you a couple tips, but the first thing I want you to realize is the importance of networking, right? And then I'm going to help you evaluate your circle of influence and then start building your $1 million network. Okay. Comment below if you already understand the importance of networking. A lot of people don't, but I'm curious if you guys do. Here's why you should get good at networking. Imagine having the solution to your problems and knowing exactly what the next best move is for your business. Imagine having the absolute freedom to pick and choose which opportunities you want to take on and which to say no to. Imagine getting paid for your intelligence, not your time. Imagine learning at twice the speed that you're currently learning at now with half the headache in half the time. And imagine people looking at you as a celebrity in your space as you look at other people in your space, right? That's what networking does. And at the beginning of my entrepreneur journey, my biggest failures were I tried to do everything myself. I listened to people who didn't have the success I want. I was taking too many opinions, and I always thought it was about just hard work. Now, hard work is important, but it's not end all be all. It's not about working harder or smarter anymore. It's about working right. And this is the biggest shift right now in this new economy that you have to understand. Experience is becoming irrelevant, which is so strange to say, but it's just the reality and the facts of business. So I know this is why I know 18, 19, 20-year-olds making millions and broke 40 and 50-year-olds. And they say, I have 20 years of experience. I should be paid more. I should be crushing it. Why am I struggling? No, you don't. You have 1 year of experience repeated 20 times because you're doing the same thing over and over again. If you're not bettering your best, if you're not innovating, if you're not growing, if you're not investing in yourself, if you're not learning and being a part of trainings like this, you're not becoming more valuable. So you shouldn't expect more money just because your time on the job. It's based on your value and what you can provide to the marketplace, right? So why is there 17-year-olds making $1 million a year? I was on the phone with I think he was 19, probably like 3.5 weeks ago. He was making about $80K per month. And of course, I've talked to people that are 40, 50, and it's not about age. But the reality is, how is this happening? Is because one's willing to adapt to the new times, and one says, oh, I'm stubborn. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to adapt to the new times. Our plans that we had 6 months ago are now irrelevant. Everything is changing, and it's adapt or die, right? So experience is becoming irrelevant, and so is age. Whether you're 19 or 70, age is irrelevant. Where you're from is irrelevant. Here's the crazy thing. If you look around, there's no more excuses left in business. We got single moms building $1 million empires, people with crazy past that you can't imagine making millions. There's opportunities everywhere, whether it's business, angel investing, real estate, social media, e-commerce, crypto. There's opportunities everywhere, right? But what makes the difference of someone thriving and someone struggling with all these massive opportunities? It's who they're around. Your circle of influence will make or break you. There's no in between. It'll make or break you, and you can't escape your association. No matter how hard you try, you can't escape it. That's why who you associate with really is who you become. And when you associate with other people taking advantage of opportunities, you will as well. So let me explain one more time, because step one I wanted to get across is the importance, and you have to understand this. There's such a huge shift happening. So I say I failed. I tried to do everything myself. I was stressed out. I was taking opinions from everybody. And I realized I thought it was about experience and age. And I was like, oh, I'm too young and I don't have experience. So I automatically counted myself out. Right. But here's the crazy thing. What it's about more than ever is two things: network, roadmap. So you ask, how can I all of a sudden start making money and I'm 22? And how do I make more than my parents and they're 50 and they have all this world experience? Network, roadmap, network, roadmap. Most people right now don't have a solid network and they don't have a roadmap. So they're trying to figure the roadmap out on by themselves. Biggest mistake you can make, because you're banging your head against the wall. What I realized is when you have the right network, you don't need to figure out the answers, because your network will give them to you based on their experience. Right? Such a game changer. So let me give you an example. When I was in sales, I was failing until I found a network of great people and they gave me a roadmap. I wanted to write a book. So this was inside me. I couldn't sleep because I had stuff I wanted to share, right? I didn't know how to write a book. I joined a mastermind. I joined other authors. I invested in myself. I got the exact roadmap to writing a book. And I wrote a book. I wanted to invest in real estate. I wanted to create 6 figures in passive income. No matter how ambitious I was, I didn't have anyone that has done that. So I didn't know where to go. I got hooked up with a friend that had a company that helped create passive income. It was a $32,000 a year program to join, but I got in free because of my connection. They helped me build real estate portfolio and then create passive income. I wanted to speak on stage. I had no clue what to do. And so here's what's crazy. You can have a network. You can not have a network. Okay. But what's worse than not having a network and having a network, well, the worst thing is having the wrong network that gives you the wrong information. No network gives you no information. Wrong information is even worse. And the wrong information for me when I wanted to speak was, you have to do 500 free speeches first. I said, what? I'm not doing that, because I don't want to waste time. I want to get experience, but I want to get paid for my value. So I was lucky enough to connect with Grant Cardone from my networking blueprint I created. And he told me I could get paid sooner. And he actually got me my first paid speaking gig for $5,000 in Vegas. Okay. When I wanted to create a course around my book, I didn't know what to do. I never created a course, but I used my network and I followed their roadmap and I was able to. When I wanted to get into crypto in 2017, I had no clue. I didn't know what it was. I went to Tokyo with some friends and we judged some startups and we're looking to invest in companies. There was a company there. I connected with some people. They got me into crypto. And now, obviously, as you know, crypto has exploded just because I met someone from a network. So there's nothing more important that will change your business more than your network. There's nothing on the planet more important. It's like the biggest hack in business is your network. Okay. So first step really is evaluating right now your circle of influence. Like, what does your circle of influence look like right now? That's the biggest key. Okay. So think in terms of evaluating who you're around and who you associate with the most. Because if you hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th eventually. You hang out with 5 idiots, you know the drill. 5 confident people, you know the drill. And it's scary, but if you add up the income of the 5 people you're around the most and you divide that income by 5, you'll be extremely close to that, which is scary. That's how dead on networking is. So when I was struggling at networking, I made a list. I made a list of the 5 maintenance friends or people that maybe held me back or had an excuse for every vision I had. Because you have to realize when you set bigger goals, you're going to spark other people's insecurities, or maybe they failed at that same goal. So they're going to bring you down because of their failures and because of their experience. And sometimes they have your best interests in mind, but they want you to play it safe because they did. Right. And when you set big goals, you're going to represent the strength, courage, and vision a lot of people don't yet have. And as your vision, this was an eye-opening experience for me, but as my vision got bigger, my circle got smaller. Right. What up, guys? Hey, if you're just joining, go ahead and comment where you're watching from. We're giving away some free signed hardcover books. So comment where you're watching from, and I'd love to get your feedback on if you understand the importance of networking and things like that. This is just coming on to give you guys as much value as I can. I don't have a lot of time, but I really want you to understand the importance, because it's the number one thing that changed my life and took me from broke and stressed and discouraged and frustrated to 6 figures in 6 months and then 7 figures plus before 27. So I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, evaluate. So I wrote down the 5 maintenance friends, people that held me back. Then I wrote down 5 growth friends. And these people, I don't have to know them well. You don't have to really know these people. It's just 5 people that you want to associate with, that you want to be around, that make you think bigger, that help you think different, right? And then all I did to keep it simple is I lowered the time I spent with my maintenance friends and I increased the time I spent with my growth friends. And just doing that, like, life is way too short. And life right now is pretty serious with what's going on with the economy. So life is just too serious and too short to be around toxic people who don't make you feel exceptional, who don't help your vision and your business and your growth, and who are cynical. Everyone I'm around is having record-breaking years. Right when the pandemic hit last year, I didn't have all the answers. Here's an interesting lesson. I didn't have the answers. I wanted to pivot my business. I wanted to make sure my family was straight and taken care of, and make sure all of my customers and my raving fans and my tribe was taken care of. So what I did right away in last March is I reached out to the 15 most successful and influential people I know. And this is like Patrick Bet-David and Lewis Howes and Ryan Blair and David Goggins and Mel Robbins and Bedros Keuilian and all these people that I reached out to, that I asked, what are you doing in the pandemic? What are you doing to shift your business? Where are you putting your focus? Where's your money going? What are you doing to adapt to this recession? And after I got those interviews, I really, my thinking became a lot more clear. I didn't have the answer, so I had to extract them from people that have been around and already been a part of a couple recessions. And that totally changed the game for me. Then, of course, I gave that to the people that I impacted. But that's the importance of having the right network, right? So you got to evaluate who you're around and how are they making you think. Do you have like 5 or 10 people in your phone right now that you could call that could get you out of any problem or can answer any question business-wise? See, this is an amazing tool if you use it correctly. Either you run your phone and you use it for massive growth, success, and peace of mind, or it runs you and you use it for distraction, insecurities, and frustration, where if you're comparing yourself, that's the ultimate misery, right? Is comparing yourself. So I use my phone very strategically to network. But that's just the importance of using it as a tool versus letting it use you. Okay, I'm curious to see how important networking is to you and if you understand the importance. Go ahead and comment below. Let's get some likes going. If you're enjoying the content, press the like button. I appreciate you guys. What up, Justin? Montana in the house, Florida in the house, Australia in the house, Memphis, India, Michigan, Arizona. It's so crazy that we can have people from all over the world. I could just get on Zoom and I can talk to you guys about my experience. No hidden agenda. Just get on here and share some value. It's crazy, the technology now. So that's the focus. So next, then I made a list of people I wanted to connect with. And then I figured out, okay, how could I cut my learning curve in half? How could I leverage other people's platforms? So I made a list of like the 10 podcasts I wanted to be on, the 10 publications I want to be featured on, the 10 people that were good at what I wanted to do. And I continued to reach out to them. Now, here's the key here. You have to do the opposite of everybody else. Most people reach out the wrong way. That's just the facts. And the number one thing I think successful people respect and like protect is their time, right? And the number one thing people ask for is time. So it's just the worst way to network is like everybody else. So here's the worst things you can do: reaching out with no strategy, reaching out once and never following up, only reaching out on one platform. I emailed Grant Cardone like 10 times. And then I wrote him on can't remember what it was, another platform, and never responded. And then one day I just tweeted him and he wrote me back right away. And he's like, yeah, let's connect. And we connected, and he's the one that got me my first paid speech. He also got me to write for Entrepreneur Magazine. I'm going to see if I can find the message. This was so long ago, like probably 2013, maybe. Oh, it's too far back. Hold on. Yeah, it's too far back. It'd be cool to see that message. So if I only would have emailed him, he never would have got back to me. I wouldn't have got into speaking maybe. I wouldn't have got paid $5K. Now I've gotten paid $30,000. I say this humbly. Don't let this trigger some of your insecurities. I could go on a whole new rant about how sometimes I feel bad sharing my wins because people are struggling. And it's crazy how society has made that normal, where you can't talk about your wins or finances or making money because it triggers other people. I feel like we should talk about it to inspire people. I'm from a super small town. I didn't have any inspiration. I got my inspiration from other people sharing their visions and seeing their lifestyle. If your wins sound like you're bragging, you better get around different people, right? But make a list of people you want to connect with. Who are the 5 people that would help you elevate your business at the highest level right now? Like, think about that. Who are they? Be intentional, create your list. And here's the categories you got to think about when you're reaching out. Maybe it's paid mentorship, quick advice. Maybe you want a book endorsement or a testimonial, maybe financial advice. Maybe you want to ask them to speak at your event, expressing gratitude, sharing an opportunity, cross promotion. Find similarities, and then make sure you define the end goal. Like, what's the end goal with this person? You don't want to do it randomly. Too many people reach out to me randomly and with no strategy, and I just don't have time to respond. Now with a family and a son, it's just like, I'm super strategic. And when someone goes extra mile, and another key, a little hack here is when you reach out to someone, always share that you already took an action, always. So if you're reaching out, hey, I already bought 5 books on Amazon and I gave it to the 5 most influential people I know. Hey, I already gave you a review for your book. Hey, I already gave you a Google review for your company because I love your company and your mission. Thank you. Hey, I already blank. Then you're automatically in a different echelon because you already took action, and they know that you're the real deal because most people don't ever take action. They just ask for things without anything in return, right? So make sure that you take action first, and then figure out the end goal, and then do what you can to add value, right? Maybe you're sharing your contacts, offering advice or knowledge, providing them with a new audience or a bigger reach. I don't know what it is, but you have to figure out what value you can add and do all you can to continue to lower the time you spend with people that don't support your vision and your goals. I could keep going on, but I'm going to kind of stop right there. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Also, I'm doing a Zoom meeting tomorrow. If you want to come, it's 5:00 tomorrow, and we're going to kind of dive deeper into networking. I'm going to give away my networking blueprint, which is cool. The 3 game-changing keys to networking. And this is actually, I forgot to mention this. This is where I actually share my script. So if you guys want more tactical stuff, this is the subject line and the email. Like, Dear Achiever, I respect your time at the highest level and I won't ask you for it. Like, this is the exact script I use. So if you want the script, I'll put it in the comments below if you want to register for the Zoom meeting. But we're going to talk about networking and how to get a hold of people, even the biggest names in the world, Elon Musk, Tony Robbins, how to get a hold of them. And I'll share a couple other strategies I've used to make sure you're networking in the digital era, because it's the people that have the most solid network in 2021 and beyond that are going to absolutely dominate. And here's the scary part of right now. This is a very interesting time we're living in. I try not to live too much in fear, but I'm scared for the people who don't adapt to the new times, who don't understand the power of networking, who don't understand the power of having other people cut their learning curve in half. Here's what's scary about right now. We're in a now or never moment. And what that means is, if you're sharpening your skills, if you're getting on trainings like this and my training tomorrow, and you're getting around higher level people, you're going to see the benefits 100 times more than you usually would a year or 2 ago. You're going to see bigger benefits, because when most people are in fear, when most are pessimistic, it's the greatest time for opportunity to help them, but also to dominate market share if you understand how to add value, which I'll help you with. Second thing is this: if you do the opposite, if you cut corners, if you let fear drive you and eat you inside, and you're frustrated and you don't have the right people, and everyone you talk to watches the news and is scared, then you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So it's the opposite on the other end. If you're cutting corners, if you're watching Netflix, if you're around the wrong people, it'll affect you 10 times more the next 6 months to a year. So the effects of your actions right now will be magnified the next year. And I want this to be the best year of your life. I want this to be the year that you make up for all the times in your life where you didn't give your all, where you maybe cut corners, where maybe you were trying to figure everything out on your own, which is the worst mentality you can have in business, because the figure it out myself mentality will cause you to go broke, because you only know what you know. You only know what's in your head. I wouldn't even be making 6 figures right now if I tried to do everything myself, because I don't know anything. I'm from a super small town. Every single step of my success along the way, network, connection, another connection. This friend introduced me to this friend. This friend introduced me to this friend. Networking, connection. That's the only way. I recently bought some property in Tulum, Mexico. It was amazing because I had a connection that introduced me to somebody that knew somebody. Now I've known them 3.5 years, and I've helped some of my family invest there. It's all about networking. Do not sell yourself short by eliminating the possibility of elevating your network. Do not sell yourself short by not growing your network strategically. Sound good? I appreciate you guys. I'll put the link if you want to join the Zoom meeting tomorrow about networking. We're just going to go live. I'm going to vibe. I'm going to answer questions, and we're going to talk strategy, and I'm going to dive deeper into how I really built my $1 million network. You can sign up at peterjvoog.com/network. I can put that in the link, or if someone can write it down, that'd be awesome. peterjvoog.com/networking, or sorry, /network. peterjvoog.com/network. I will see you on the call. I'm excited to kind of give you my playbook and dive a little bit deeper. I appreciate you guys. Hope you got some value. Thanks again for your time. And it's game time. 2021 is here. And it's time, like I said, to really go all out and sell yourself on why this is your best year ever. Because 1% doubt, you're going to take the doubt every time. Don't take the doubt. Bet on yourself. That's the most important bet you can make, is you this year. Hopefully I'll see you on the training tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys soon.